Okay, so now let us proceed to these two concepts. No, meron tayong shortage at saka surplus. Okay, so in economic term, we call that one as excess demand. No, from the word excess and demand, meaning may sobra na demand, so that is shortage. No, so meaning pag mas mataas, so in this situation, mas mataas yung demand kesa sa supply. Okay, so this usually happens, no, when the price is low. Okay, no, syempre when the price is set lower than the equilibrium, sabihin natin lower than the equilibrium or mababa yung presyo, no, applying the law of demand, no, as price decreases, quantity demanded rises, no. Syempre on the portion of the part of the customers, no, pag mababa yung presyo, the tendency is we will buy more goods and services. However, on the portion of the producers or sellers, of course they will reduce the supply kasi yun nga, no, mababa yung magiging profit margin nila for that one kasi mababa yung presyo. Okay, so another concept is the excess supply, so meaning mas mataas yung supply kaysa sa demand, and we call that one as surplus. Okay, so this usually happens when the price is very high. No? Sabihin natin mataas yung presyo. For example, there's a presence of hyperinflation. Okay? Masyadong mataas yung general price level. Okay? So this could be affected by a variety of factors. No? So yun nga. No? For example, tumaas yung presyo. So on the portion of the customer, syempre, pag mataas yung presyo, mag-reduce ka talaga ng demand mo for that specific goods or service, no? Kasi constrained ka on your budget. So meaning mababa yung magiging demand mo kasi mataas ang presyo. Okay? So on the portion of the sellers naman or the producers, of course, kasi mataas yung presyo, meaning mataas yung magiging profit margin mo. So what we'll do is you will produce more, no? Magbebenta ka ng marami. So that could potentially result to excess supply, no? You know, kasi mataas yung presyo, marami yung i-produce ni producer, kaso kukonti lang yung demand ni customer. Okay? So in these two concepts, no, there is no presence, no, walang market equilibrium, no. So pag may excess demand, may excess supply, there is no market equilibrium, no, kasi these are imbalances, no. Kasi si market equilibrium, balance, state of balance. Ito namang dalawang ito, state of imbalance, no. Dito madami ang demand, dito madami ang supply. Okay? So in such cases, usually si government may intervention, you know. So ano ba yung mga possible intervention ni government, no? First one we have here the price ceiling, and second one is the price floor. Price selling. Pinaka-example natin is the SRP, the suggested retail prices, no? So that is the maximum price, no, set by the government or any regulating body, for example, the Department of Trade and Industry, no? The SRP for the retailing of rice is set at 55 pesos. So hindi ka pwedeng mag-sobra dyan kasi that is the maximum price set by the government or any regulating body of the government. Okay? So the main purpose of the price ceiling is to protect the customers, no? To protect the customers. So, to protect the customers from an unwanted price hikes, okay? No? For example, mag-price hikes masyado. So, mayroong price hikes, no? Masyadong mataas na yung presyo ng bigas. So, si government mag-intervene. Mag-set siya ng price ceiling, okay? I-freeze niya mag-set siya ng maximum price for that specific good or service. That is price ceiling. Si price floor naman aims to protect the producers or the sellers. Okay? The minimum price, no, set by the government. Etong si price ceiling, this is set below the equilibrium. Okay? Sa baba ito na equilibrium. Si price floor naman is set above the equilibrium. Okay? So this is to protect naman the producers. This is to protect the customers. This is to protect the producers, no? So they will set a price higher than the equilibrium. So ito yung price floor, no? Of course, to give the producers or sellers the chances, no, to gain or to realize a certain profit or net income. Okay? However, ito sila may mga effects ito sila. Okay? So price ceiling which is set below the equilibrium, meaning pinababaan mo yung presyo. Pag pinababaan mo yung presyo, the tendency is tataas yung demand kasi mababa ang presyo. However, the suppliers or the producers would produce or sell lesser amount Kasi yun nga, no, mababa yung presyo. Okay? So, applying the law of supply and law of demand, I mean. Okay, no? So, as price decreases, the quantity demanded rises. However, relative to that, the quantity of the supply reduces, no? And that would result to shortage. So as you can see, in the portion naman ni price floor, no, price floor is set above the equilibrium. So once it is set above the equilibrium, meaning high siya. So when the price rises, no, applying the law of supply, when the price rises, quantity demanded falls, quantity supply rises. Siyempre, on the portion of the sellers, pag mataas yung presyo, seller or producer, of course, tendency, mag-produce ka ng more or mag-sell ka ng more for you to realize or gain higher profit. However, on the portion of the customers, kasi mataas yung presyo, bababa yung demand nila. Okay? So, those are the concepts of price ceiling and price floor. And always remember, it is the government or any regulating body of an economy, no, who sets this one. No? So, of course, except na lang kung yung economy na yan, that is an open economic system wherein there is no regulating body or government. So, hindi ito na-apply. Okay? So, next one. No? So, here is the graphical presentation of the price ceiling and the price floor. So, first one, panel A. So, as you can see, this is for price ceiling. As like I said earlier, etong number 2, as you can see, that is the equilibrium price, no? So, ito yung equilibrium quantity. Like I said earlier, the price ceiling is set below the equilibrium. Look at that one. The number 1 na line. Yan. So, dito, from the equilibrium price na 2, bumagsak sa 1, no? So, nag-set, for example, the government set a price of 1. Ayan, 1. Dito, the equilibrium is 2. So, the tendency is that, as you can see in the graph, so, at price of 1, na-touch ni price si supply curve first, no? Before niya na-touch si demand curve. So, meaning, dito, in this situation, the demand is greater than the supply, no? As you can see, nandito si supply, nandito si demand. So, meaning, 62 units si demand, 22 units si supply. So, meaning there is what you call excess demand. Or in layman's term, we call that one as shortage. So, then yung box na yan, yung may broken line na box, this is the shortage area. So, 62 minus 22, meaning there is a 40 units shortage. Kasi bumaba nga ang presyo. Kasi nag-set ng price ceiling sa government, no? So, that is set below the equilibrium. So, tumaas yung demand kasi mababa yung presyo. However, the supply reduced. Okay, or decreased. So, merong 40 units shortage dito. On the portion of the price floor naman, as you can see on the graphical presentation, no, from the price of 2, no, ito yung equilibrium, same here, ito yung equilibrium, the government or any regulating body of the economy, no, nag-set siya ng price floor. So, price floor is set above the equilibrium. No? As you can see, yung price na 3, na-touch niya si demand curve una, no? Unlike dito, na-touch si supply curve first. Dito, si demand curve ang una niya na-touch. Yan yung demand curve na ginamin ko. Okay? Yan. It touches the demand curve first and then followed by the supply curve. So, meaning in this area, in this situation, supply is greater than demand, no? Kasi nandito si supply. So, si supply natin is 84 units, si demand natin is 32 units. So, meaning, there is something like 52 units excess supply. So, sobrang yung supply dito. Kasi mataas yung presyo, si producer at si seller mag-supply ng marami. However, the customer, ito lang yung willing nila i-demand. No? Ito yung demand yung 32 units lang kasi mataas yung presyo. Okay? So, itong area na ito, yung may broken line, itong area na ito, we call that one as surplus area. No? So, merong from 84, and then may 32 na demand. So, meaning there is a 52 units surplus. Okay? So, next. Okay? So, next slide tayo. Okay? So, like for example, no? Si Philippine government, nag-set, or example, let's put into example, presyo ng bigas ito. No? Nag-set siya ng price ceiling na 50 pesos in order to protect the customers from unwanted price hikes. Okay? Set siya ng 50 pesos. So, given yung equation natin for demand kanina, that is 1,400 minus 10p. Anong hinahanap natin dito? Okay? So, pag nag-set si government ng 50 pesos na presyo, what would be the relative supply? No? And also, what would be the relative demand for that one? Okay? So, kung kanina, sa price equilibrium natin kanina, set at 60 pesos, di ba? 60 pesos yung nasolve natin earlier na price equilibrium. The quantity supplied is 800 units. And then, the quantity demanded is 800 units sa market equilibrium. So, what if si government nag-set ng price ceiling, which is set below the equilibrium? So, naging 50 siya. Okay? So, we will need to solve for the value of the QD and the QS. So, actually, na-solve na natin dito. Later, we will solve for this one step by step. So, given the equation, yung original equation talaga natin, that is QD minus 14 minus 10P for the demand equation. So, all you need to do is substitute the value of 50 na price ceiling dito sa P. No? So, ito yung equation, substitute mo yung 50 dyan sa P. Okay? So, that becomes QD is equals to 1,400 minus 10 times, substitute mo yung 50, 10 times 50. So, that's 1,400 minus 500. So, 1,400 minus 500, that becomes QD is equals to 900 units. Okay? So, meaning, sa price ceiling na 50 pesos, $50, I mean, sorry, the quantity demanded of the customers is 900 units. Okay? So, kung earlier, no, sa 60 pesos, 800 units yung demand. No, pagbaba ng presyo sa 50 pesos, naging 900 units siya. So, meaning there is a 100 units increase in the demand with a 10 pesos reduction on supply. So, let's look also on the portion of the supply naman. This is the producer naman. So, yan. QS is equals to negative 400 plus 20P. So, all you need to do is substitute the value of 50 pesos here in sa P. So, that becomes QS is equals to negative 400 plus 20 times 50. So, that is negative 400 plus 20 times 50, that's 1,000. So, that's 1,000 minus 400, that's 600. Okay, 600 units. So, meaning sa presyo na 50 pesos, 600 units lang yung willing i-supply ni supplier. Okay? So, 600 units lang yung willing niya i-supply. Okay? So, as you can see, demand is greater than supply at 50 pesos na presyo. So, meaning that is 900, yan, para ma-determine natin, sino bang mas malaki? Siyempre si demand. So, ilagay mo dyan, excess demand. So, that is QD, yan, formula natin to determine the excess demand, that is QD minus the QS, okay? Sorry. The formula for excess demand is QD minus QS. So, nasolve na natin yung value ni QD, that is 900, less the 600 na value ni QS. So, that is 900 minus 600, that is 300. Meaning, there is a 300 units excess demand. No? Excess demand meaning shortage. So, there is a 300 units shortage of supply. Okay? May shortage. No? Kasi nasobra yung demand over supply. So, at 50 pesos na price ceiling set by the government resulted to 300 units shortage in supply. Okay? Kasi naging 900 units si demand, naging 600 units na lang si supply. So, this is the result, no? So, pag nag-set pala si government, usually, no, the tendency, potential lang naman ito, not really, sabihin natin na conclusive. Pag nag-set si government ng price ceiling, there is a tendency na magkaroon ng shortage kasi mababa yung presyo. So, si producer will refrain from selling or producing. However, tataas yung demand natin. So, as you can see in here in the example. Okay? So, next. No. Like for example, ito na yung natin ha. Solve natin. So, yun nga, no? There is an excess demand. There is a shortage of 300 units. Yung example natin, bigas ito. No? So, kahit gaano kamahal yung bigas na yan, bibilihin at bibilihin pa rin yan ng customers. So, ang tanong ngayon, with these 300 units na shortage, no, how much is the amount, no, that the customers are still willing to give up, no? For example, from the price of 50, how much are they willing to add up, no, in this cost for them to be able to acquire another unit of rice or bigas. Okay? So, diyan na pumapasok si concept ni market valuation. Okay? Designated by the symbol P hat, no? So, P hat, ito yung black market pricing. So, ano ba yung concept ni black market pricing? For example nga, you know, I'll give you an example. Yun nga, sa bigas, nagkaroon ng shortage ng bigas, no? Kasi yun nga, nag-set si government ng price ceiling. So, hindi pwedeng magpasobra si seller niyan sa price ceiling natin. So, that resulted to shortage. Kaso bigas yun, no? Kailangan kumain ng bigas ng mga tao. So, from 50 pesos, yan, 50 pesos na original price ceiling, no? Magkano ba ang willing pa idagdag ni customer from that 50 pesos para lang makakuha siya ng bigas? Okay? Ito yung black market price na tinatawag natin. Okay? So, for example, si customer, magpunta siya doon sa nagbebenta ng ng bigas, no? Kasi ang nangyari, gi-hoard ni seller yung bigas kasi mababa ang presyo, so ayaw niya magbenta. So, nagkaroon ng 300 units shortage. So, si customer pumunta doon sa store. Okay? Sabi niya, pwede akong bumili ng bigas. Sabi ni seller, wala na silang stocks ng bigas. Actually, gi-hoard niya. No? The reality is gi-hoard niya. Kasi 50 pesos yung presyo. So, sinabi ni customer, dagdagan ko ng 10 pesos, gawin kong 60. Okay? So, gawin niyang 60. That is an example of black market price. No? Black market price is a price higher than the SRP or the price ceiling. No? Which is somehow illegal. Kasi that's why nga, black market siya. No? Black market price. No? That is offset na doon sa limitation ng government regulation. No? Kasi that is a mutual understanding between the seller and the customer, no? Na hindi na nila sundin yung price ceiling. Okay? So, ang i-solve natin dito sa PHAT is magkano pa ba ang pinaka-maximum na pwedeng ipresyo ni customer para lang makakuha siya ng bigas. Okay? So, using the demand equation, QD is equals to 1,400 minus 10P. Yan, PHAT ang tawag ko dyan. Yung parang P na may kilay. No? PHAT, this is the black market price. Okay? Ito na yung QD natin. So, original QD natin yan. Yan. Okay? So, diba dito, as you can see, na-solve natin kanina, that is 600 yung supply. Yung available supply, total supply sa market is 600 units lang with the price of 50 pesos. So, ilagay natin dyan. QS is equals to 600. So, going back to the equation of the market equilibrium, diba? QS is equals to QD. QS is equals to QD. Ilagay mo, yan, QS, dito, on the left side, no? Kasi si QS, i-equal mo daw siya kay QD. Yung QD mo ito. Okay? 1,400 minus 10 P hat. Okay? So, 600 equals to 1,400 minus 10 P. So, yan. Solve natin yan. Okay? So, later, may step-by-step process tayo nito. Okay? So, yan. So, dito, 600. So, i-transpose mo yan dito. So, that becomes 1,400 minus 600 dito. Tapos, itong 10P, ilagay mo doon sa left side. So, that's 10P is equals to 1,400 minus 600. So, ang result niyan is 80. Okay? Resulting 80. So, 80 pesos yung black market price. So, meaning, si customers, willing pa sila itaas yung presyo sa $80, no? From the original price of 50 pesos, $80, para lang makakuha sila ng additional units ng bigas. Okay? So, that is the black market pricing. Okay? So, let us solve for that one. Step-by-step process. Okay? Punta tayo dito. Okay? So, going back to the equation, di ba? QD is equals to 1,400. Doon tayo sa black market price. Is equals to 10 P hat. Yung may kilay na P. Okay? Step-by-step. Okay? That is... yung QS naman natin is 600. Okay? Based doon sa solution natin na na-solve. Nung ito, QS is 600 pag 50 pesos yung price. Okay? Ang 50 pesos ang price, 600. So, equate natin using the equation, QS is equals to QD. So, that becomes 600. Lagay mo dito si QS. 600 is equals to, yan, 1,400 minus 10 p hat. Okay. Remember this equation. So that is 600 is equals to 14 minus 10 p hat. So ilagay natin dyan. 600. Ay. Again. So 600 is equals to 1,400 minus 10 p hat. Okay. So, like I said, lahat ng may variables na p nandito sa left side. So, lahat ng whole number nasa right side. So, i-transpose natin. So, always remember the changing of the symbols. So, dito, negative 10 p hat. So, magiging positive 10 p na siya dito. P hat. Okay. 1,400. So, nag-transpose ka na kay 600 dito, magiging negative 600 na siya. Okay. So, that becomes 14 minus 600, that is around 800. So, 10p hat. Okay. So, previously, no, sinabi ko kanina, so dapat si variables walang kasamang whole number. So, dapat tanggalin natin yung 10 dyan. So, para matanggal si 10, i-divide natin sa 10. So, what you did in the left side, ganun rin yung gawin nyo sa right side. So, nag-divide tayo ng 10, makancel itong 10. So, 800 divided by 10, that is 80. Okay? So, that is the answer. So, the p hat is $80. Okay? So, $80 na p hat. Okay? So, the p hat is $80, no? So, meaning, the customers are still willing to raise the price at $80 from the price ceiling na 50 to 80 para lang makakuha sila ng additional units ng bigas. Okay? So, that's the concept of the black market pricing. Okay? However, black market pricing, no, given na hindi ka nag-follow sa law or sabihin natin executive orders or any relevant mandate by the government, so that is illegal, no? So, illegal yan siya. Okay? So, ito na yun siya, yung black market pricing natin. Okay? So, next, no? What if, no? Kung kanina, nag-solve tayo ng price ceiling na 50, so what if si government naman, nag-set na naman ng price floor, no? Price floor at $80. So, the question then is, magkano na naman, ilang units na naman yung demand, at saka ilang units na naman yung supply. Okay? So, using the original demand equation natin, that is 1,400 minus 10p. So, all you need to do is substitute the value of p on the p here. So, that becomes QD is equals to 1,400 minus 10. Substitute yung value, 80. So, that becomes 1,400 minus 800. So, 1,400 minus 800, that's 600. So, meaning at price floor na giset ni government na 80, yung demand is 600 units lang. Kasi tumaas yung presyo eh. So, kung sa yung kanina na yung presyo is 50 pesos, yung demand is 900. So, nangyari dito, tumaas yung presyo, bumaba yung demand. Okay? So, next is the supply equation. So, using our original supply equation, that's negative 400 plus 20p. So, all you need to do is substitute the value of 80 here and the p. It becomes QS is equals to negative 400 plus 20 times 80. Okay? So, that's 80 times 20, that is 1,600. 1,600 minus nyo sa 600, that becomes 1,200 units. So, meaning at price floor of $80, yung relative niya na units for supply is 1,200. Siyempre, if you're the producer or seller, no, mataas masyado ang presyo, of course, you will produce or sell more. However, the tendency there is, yun nga, bumaba yung demand kasi mataas naman yung presyo. So, meaning, tignan nyo, sino mas mataas is supply. So, meaning excess supply ito. So, the formula for excess supply is that is QS amount minus QD units. Okay? So, QS minus QD, so that is 1,200 minus 600, meaning merong excess supply na 600 units. Excess supplies or surplus. No? Sobra yung supply. The problem there is that, what if yung binibenta niya na good is perishable? For example, gulay, no? Perishable, that would result to economic dumping, no? Wastage of economic resources. So, that's why doon na pumapasok yung government intervention. Ano ba yung government intervention? That is production quota. Okay? May production quota tayo. Okay? So, later, I will discuss that one. So, ito na yun, ha? Okay? So, at price floor of 80, giset ito, above the equilibrium, the result is that nagkaroon ng excess supply. Sobra yung supply kasi mataas yung presyo. Okay? So, yun nga, to avoid, ito naman, to avoid the excess supply, no, or surplus, si government usually nag-intervene, no? Nagsaset siya ng production quota for supplier, okay? For example, lahat kayo ng supplier ng bigas or producer ng bigas dito sa South Cotabato, 500 na sako lang na bigas ang pwede ninyong i-produce, no? So that is an example of a production quota, no, set by the government. Si government nag-set nito in order to reduce surplus, no, excess supply, no, kasi pag may excess supply nasasayang yung economic resources natin. So that's why nag-i-intervene si government, nagsaset siya ng sabihin natin rules, guidelines, or sabihin natin executive orders or whatsoever, no, in order to control that one. Okay? So a question here, what if the government sets a 500 unit quota? No? Doon pa rin sa example natin, no? So sa lahat ng supplier, 500 lang yung pwede lang i-produce. So ang tanong dito, magkano ba ang pwedeng i-presyo ni supplier or ni producer? Kasi nga, gilimit mo na yung production niya, meaning mag-reduce yung ano niya, mag-reduce yung ano niya yan, yung profit. Okay? Kasi konti na lang ma-produce niya. So ang tendency there is tataasan ni government yung kanyang presyo, no? From 80, pwede niya pang erase. So ang tanong, magkano? Pag nag-set ba ng 500 na unit quota, magkano yung possible na price elevation, no? Price elevation ang tawag diyan, or the price quota. Okay? So, using the demand equation, yung original talaga natin, that's QD is equals to 1,400 minus 10P. All you need to do is yung original natin na equilibrium is 800, diba? Yung equilibrium. Tapos, yung sa 80 naman na presyo, yung supply is 1,2. Kaso yun nga, no? Hindi na 1,2 yung magiging supply. Kasi, nag-set na si government ng 500 units na quota. So, palitan mo yung 1,2, palitan mo yung 1,2 na QS ng 500. Kasi nag-set na si government. Yan lang maximum ninyo pwedeng i-produce. Okay? So, all you need to do is ito, gamitin mo yung equation ni QD and then the quota production. That is 500 units. So, i-equate mo yun siya. That becomes QD is equals to QS. Or QS is equals to QD. Parehas lang yan. So, lagay mo yung anong QS mo na bago. Ito. So, 500 is equals to equation demand. 1,4 is equals to 10P. So, pag i-simplify mo ito, the resulting price is $90. Okay? So, meaning, pag nag-set si government ng 500 unit quota on the production of the rice or bigas, pwede nilang i-elevate or i-raise yung presyo from 80 to 90. Okay? In order to protect also the producers or the suppliers, okay, no, from incurring losses. Okay? And of course, to avoid yung sinabi kanina, surplus or economic dumping. So, let us solve for this manually para makita ninyo. So, yan. Yung take note of the equation that is 500 minus 1,4 minus 10P. So, ang result dapat is 90. Okay. Solve natin yan manually. Okay. Okay. So, yung equation that 500 is equals to 1,4 minus 10P. Okay. So, sabi ko kanina, dapat nandito yung may variable na P. Okay? Tapos, whole number nandito. So, transpose natin yan. And always remember, pag na-transpose, yung changing of the symbols. So, ito, si 10P transpose on the left side, that becomes positive 10P from negative 10P. Then, 1,4, transpose mo si 500 dito. So, positive siya dito, magiging negative siya dito sa right side. So, that, ganyan. So, 10P is equals to 1,4 minus 500, that is 900. So, yan, dapat walang kasamang whole number si P. So, para matanggal yung 10, i-divide nyo sa 10, both sides. No, kung ano ginawa mo sa left, so, same thing gawin mo sa right. So, ang matitira niyan, that is 90 divide 10, that is 90. Okay? Okay, so P quota or PQ is equals to $90. So, tama yung answer natin. Okay? So, yan. Okay? So, we will end here. No? So, thank you for listening.